Hello and welcome to the DXDAO BizDev call for Monday, January 17th, 2022. On the agenda today, we have one member introduction. I think it's here, right, Melanie? Yeah, we have Ophir from Hats. I think there's we're moving forward with like the second stage of sort of proposing to put a bit of DXD into the Hats vault. Under the DXbiz discussions, we have there's a DXDAO trivia quiz this Friday. Under Initiative DAO, we have the D work for task management. These are the guys who presented 2 weeks ago, sort of like a trail board that connects to ETH. So we have that task management board on. We have ETH Swarm looking to explore a DX vote. And under DX events, we have ETH Denver that's coming up, a bunch of stuff under that. And in the opportunities, I think we have double Atlantis and Karma, and probably we have D-Work as well that we should. I don't think they're like actually raising, but could be interesting to like talk to them and figure out if we can support them. So yeah, do you want to start with the member intro, Melanie?
Yeah, sure. We do have a new member introduction. Baffle is on the call. If you wanted to just give the community a quick introduction, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you heard about DXDAO.
Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. Hello, everyone. My name is Baffle. I'm Adam's friend. I found out about DXDAO about a year ago through Adam. We have been friends ever since the start of our university. And ever since then, I've been interested in working and I've been willing to contribute to DXDAO and the space. But back then, I really didn't have any knowledge about the space. So ever since then, I've been trying to learn and build knowledge about it. I'm currently in Canada studying for my MBA. I've just started. And I'm very excited to be working with a team like DXDAO and to expand my knowledge and experience in the blockchain technologies, cryptocurrencies, and how DAOs function. And I would like to contribute to the space before and after my graduation. Thank you very much.
Nice and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So basically, my experience is in HR. I have 4 years experience in HR. And I will be contributing to the contributors experience since it's related to my previous experience, which is more traditional, but I'm very excited about the transition.
Awesome. Welcome. And I think we have another introduction. John, if you wanted to intro yourself quickly to the community.
Great. Hi, everybody. John Monet, can you hear me okay? This is my first time using Jitsi.
Yep.
Fantastic. So I've come to this forum by virtue of a colleague I used to work with who made a introduction to John K. Last week. We had a great conversation about DXDAO and about the general space. My background is in software and products. I'm a recovering public company CTO and CIO, but more so an entrepreneur. I just exited a firm that I built in the AI automation space last year. And I'd really like to get into this whole universe. It's the thing that I can't stop thinking about. So I'm particularly interested in and passionate about the future of work by virtue of DAOs, particularly interested and passionate about platforms and the products off of which you can build. I've been a lurker for a couple of meetings thus far here. And so, really, really interested in sort of how all that coalesces. I've really been impressed with some of the presentations that I've heard thus far amongst this team. Really keenly interested in how you all interact, and it's been just sort of a pleasant experience to be a voyeur in, and I'd like to be able to convert that into something meaningful for this group, and make this the next chapter of involvement. So thanks very much, John, for your time last week and for stoking the interest even further. And I look forward to connecting and learning more and ultimately contributing.
Nice. Welcome. Yeah, sounds like an amazing addition, and I think I don't know if you're in touch with Melanie already, but she's sort of responsible for the user for the like for both of you. Melanie is responsible for the onboarding experience, and yeah, like happy to have you on board and welcome.
Terrific. Thanks everybody, and Melanie, I will connect with you offline. Great, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, so on to the next topic. We have Ophir from Hats. Ophir, you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi guys, thank you. It's really great to be here again. I would like to do some recap of what we have done, like Hats and DXDAO, in the last few months regarding our collaboration, and then to show you that we want to move on if you have any more questions regarding the next step. So just a little bit of a recap of what we have done. Like a few months ago, among our collaboration steps, the DX Venture grants $100,000 to Hats Finance to build a decentralized cybersecurity network. Not much later, we created the vault of DXDAO on Hats. The vaults represent a bug bounty with a contract that covered under this bug bounty. There is a committee members. Few of them are here in the conversation, and you also can see it in our DApp that is live on mainnet. And 2 weeks ago, we had another proposal to the next step of depositing $500,000 worth of DXD in Hats Vault to attract auditors and hackers to check the DXDAO smart contracts. So just before that, I'm probably going to do it later on today, that we're going to move for a vote on chain. If anyone have any questions regarding our collaboration or Hats Finance.
Hey, if you're in that vote, were you going to send the funds in that, or is that just going to be like a signal proposal?
I think that we mentioned that it's going to be a proposal like a contribution reward because the funds going to be from the committee for the committee multisig to deposit in Hats Vault, if I understand you right.
Right, but the DXD is in the treasury now, so I'm just saying we're going to need a proposal to get it to the vault.
Yeah. So I think
so is that the proposal? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a proposal I think Ophir is talking about, and I think what I don't know like this is the correct path, but probably to request via contribution rewards for the funds to move from the treasury to the same multisig that actually has that is actually on like the security of Hats, and then that multisig will actually put the funds into the vault, because I think the process is a bit too complex to do it like from the DAO.
Yeah, and actually we talked about this last Wednesday on the governance call, and I think there was consensus to move forward. So I had actually just this morning put together, I just shared the doc in there. I was putting together some information on this for what could be like a proposal that actually sends the funds. So I think it would actually be better if that came from you guys, but I like the idea of having a proposal with the DXD.
Yeah, so I helped Ophir with the general proposal, and then I think but basically like he will make the proposal from the treasury to the multisig.
Right, and I think the text I have there is some suggestions on what to say, kind of with some of the information on like that the multi-sig will be making the deposit and that. But I think it would be better if it came from hats for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I understand right, we will make the proposal. I will read the doc that you sent to make sure that we are doing it right. Yeah, and hopefully we're going to do it today.
Hey, Ophir. Yeah, we did talk about this last Wednesday, and everyone on the call was on board, and that's why we started drafting this proposal. We did have a couple questions. One of the questions we had, which I think we got comfortable with, was at this point, of all the vaults that are on hats, like the biggest one, I guess B Protocol is now like 432K. So like the DXD like deposit would be probably the largest one at that point. And since DXDAO, is already an investor in hats, and I think at some point we'll have hats tokens from that. But like we're committed to it. We want it to succeed. In general, I think as a risk management strategy, sometimes it's not ideal to always like to ever be like the first largest like depositor into a very new system. But because we are very close with hats, I think we kind of got over that. Is there a process, or can you give us like an update on the other projects that are going to be putting value into hats vaults? And then there's the ones that are listed on there as well. Is there a roadmap for other well-known projects to also join the hats, or is this kind of the starting set, and then as people grow aware of it, they'll just do it organically? Or are you making like a push to onboard like a bunch of big names with like big size as well? Yeah, anything you could add would be great.
Yeah, so I will start with answer a question. It was our suggestion to put like $500,000, and we think that after that we did some research regarding some other bug bounties. We find it as the right number that will attract some attention. But of course, it's your DAO decision to take if we want to put like $500,000 less or more. Hopefully that later on today there's going to be a deposit of UMA. We didn't announce it yet, but we will announce it later on today. Hopefully, I don't know what is like the final decision regarding the deposit they want to put there, but it's supposed to be around that number. I can say that we are in a process with some big names, but I cannot really tell because it's like an internal work. Hopefully they will onboard to Hats Finance in the next month. And we are pushing like all our effort at the moment to create a more easy onboarding process that in the end will bring us like a half automatically process of onboarding new vaults. So our plan is in the next 2 or 3 months to onboard between 25 to 50 vaults, like 25 to 50 protocols. And this is our KPI for this moment.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds great. And I think DXDAO is excited to be one of the leaders, and that's why we're an investor and a user, which is I think rather unique for the group, the people that are participating. But I think everyone was pretty comfortable with moving forward with that amount. So hopefully we can get that done soon.
Thanks.
Nice. I don't know if there are any other questions, or Ophir, you have any?
No, I'm good with that. I just need an access to your documents, and this is it. Oh, I have it. Brilliant.
Yeah, I think you reshared it with Access.
Yeah, cool. All right, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, and I think like this is, this would be, if we're talking about, like hats, working with other projects. I don't know if the DXDAO people here have some connections I think Ophir would appreciate like an introduction to any companies or DAOs or projects that might be interested in also opening a vault with hats. And I think, Ophir, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the major things that you're working on right now is taking like the onboarding process to a new vault and simplifying it significantly and allowing like anyone to participate.
Exactly, 100%. I just mentioned before that our top priority is to create like an easier onboarding process that will involve some of the tech guys of the protocol, but mostly the biz devs and the D2D. And this is our bottleneck at the moment to scale up, but we are putting all our effort in this one. And as Elon said, I will really appreciate for any introduction on any new protocol, some protocol that just launched, or like a protocol that already have like an experience. So yeah, we'd love to have like any introduction to create more vaults and to secure the ecosystem.
Awesome. So thanks, Ophir, and I'll be in touch with you to help with that actual proposal.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topics, we have the trivia quiz that's happening this Friday on OneHive Discord. Anyone wants to shed some more light on this?
Yeah. We've already partnered with OneHive TV. John did an awesome podcast enlightening the audience about the partnership between Agave and Carrot. And this kind of kicked off a long-term collaboration between the two communities. We're now moving forward with a very fun initiative called Trivia Quiz that the OneHive team have been running for a few months already, and they've had pretty big and renowned communities in crypto do this with them, and it's been a success. We're really happy to do this with them. This Friday, January 21st, 8 p.m. UTC, we will be doing a DXDAO trivia quiz. It will be held in the OneHive's Discord. It will be really straightforward, fun. There will be awesome rewards. There will be just 10 multiple choice questions. Some of us within the marketing, the DX Voice squad, the former marketing and communications team, have tasked it upon ourselves to think of some interesting questions to ask. They will not be easy. We ourselves have decided to not take part in the quiz, to give other attendees, newcomers, a chance at winning some nice prizes. The OneHive community will be donating half of honey, which is worth $140 at current price. It is up to us to decide how much we wish to donate towards prizes. The last time they conducted a similar trivia quiz, they attracted almost 100 attendees, and we're hoping we could break the record this time. They've never hit precisely 100 or exceeded, so why not we do it with DXDAO? The trivia quiz will be recorded. We are allowed to share it on our social media channels, upload it to our YouTube channel. It will be something useful for our, newly comers, community members that are new to DXDAO to learn more about us by watching a fun video instead of, the regular daily calls that might be, boring to some. And we'll do some fun co-marketing. There will be a POAP teaser. There'll be a special POAP given to attendees to the game on Friday. We could probably talk about how much we wish to add to the pool of rewards. today? Any ideas? Probably the bigger the reward, the bigger the crowds that will attract.
Should we give rep? I feel like that could be, I don't know. I don't know. I always feel like, just money is, I don't know. It's not a very interesting thing, like in the long run. And if you give like influence, you're essentially welcoming someone from that quiz into the DAO, then I don't know, it might go a longer way.
Yeah, I mean, anything goes, really. In the past, they've used a dApp called Tip. There's a website, tip.cc, and it's integrated in Discord, where you could right away reward winners in the quiz. They don't have to wait for you to manually disperse any rewards to them. But in some cases, they've had organizations running a trivia quiz with them choose not to do it that way and do it manually later on, because that tip bot only supports certain tokens, and as it stands today, it actually does not support DXD and Swapper. So if we wish to reward participants with our own tokens, we'll have to do it manually. So that opens the possibility for us to reward them with anything we want. It could be a POAP NFT, it could be reputation, it could be Swapper, DXD, any stable coin. So whichever is most engaging long term to bring new members into our midst.
Yeah, my understanding is most projects that have done this, the ideal thing to give out is their native financial token. People do like financial value. Not everyone there is going to understand rep. I think if it's contributing to the DXDAO ecosystem, like rep is always an additional thing. So, for example, at ETH Denver, like our bounties are going to be like actual money. So it can be dollars tokens, or it could, I guess it could be DXD token as well. But if there's people that are hacking on stuff and they win the bounties, as a follow-up, we could always give them basically what is equivalent to a rep boost. But for the main thing to be rep, it's a little tricky. For a lot of people don't understand it at first. It's harder to like transfer. So I think rep boosts are always good to add, like layer on top of actual financial rewards, or anyone that's contributing value. And so, yeah, if you're contributing value, improving the DXDAO ecosystem, and if that's winning a trivia, I don't know if that counts as winning a trivia contest, but if somehow, like One Hive TV for putting this on, maybe they should get some rep, because that's actually helping the DXDAO ecosystem. So I think rep's always good to like use as a follow-on, but ideally we could give out DXD as the reward for the trivia contest. And if we don't have it, like we didn't in the marketing multisig, we don't have in the DX voice multisig, we don't have DXD. We were thinking about doing a proposal to have a little bit of a slush fund of DXD for use cases like this. But theoretically, DX voice, if we needed like 5 DXD or something by this Friday for the awards, like DX voice could actually buy the DXD using, on market, and then use that to send to the winners if needed.
That's cool. I don't know if anyone has any more ideas, but this is, yeah, like this. I like these sort of like community events. I hope I can join.
Yeah, everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
And it will be recorded, so don't worry. If you cannot attend it, you can watch it later. And there's no pressure for us to come up with a decision right now, because it will be a topic of discussion on tomorrow's DX voice call anyway. So.
And Nathan kind of overviewed this, but this is like, there's 10 trivia questions, but this thing lasts like an hour, right? And so the idea is to have a handful of of people from DXDAO core contributors there, like maybe John, Chris, myself, anyone else that wants to almost be on stage. I think there's going to be it's going to be a Discord stage. And so while the first question might be, we need to come up with what these questions are, because the questions relate to topics, and then the topics actually becomes a discussion topic. So you ask the first question, people answer, and then you can, for 5 or so minutes, you can talk about why that question is relevant to DXDAO, and that's where people learn about DXDAO, right? And so it's actually like trivia mixed with community call discussion around the topics that the questions are related to. So like maybe there's a question about how DXDAO was created. Who were the two main entities that helped create DXDAO, right? That's a trivia question. I don't know if they're multiple choice or fill in, whatever, but then you can, for 5 minutes, talk about the actual, like the educational part of why that matters and why that's relevant. And so it's not just like talk, it's not just giving questions and answers. It's actually, hopefully it looks more like an interesting community call on top of the trivia questions.
Yeah, it's almost like an AMA where we ask ourselves the questions. We ask the questions, we have people answer them, and then we give them the backstory.
Yeah. So that could be cool.
I think Ross here is saying that, do you want to unmute, Ross? Or
yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know if everyone's read it, but I think towards the end of last year, I was looking into just some on-ramps for rep and governance 2.0, because it's something we're going to need a lot more of with governance 2.0 than we have now. And proof of education was one that kept coming up, and we came up with some pretty cool solutions around that. And so I don't know if that's maybe just in preparation, not directly related to, but just it sounds like since this is about education, it might make sense to have some sort of rep, like an option for rep maybe for people attending or winners.
Yeah, we could possibly make it so that we give everyone who gives a correct answer tokens, but the top 3 people who have the most correct answers, and the minimum should be at least 5, maybe 6 out of 10, we could give those reputation. So something like that.
I don't think it obviously shouldn't be large amounts, more like the lower tiers of whatever the Discord rep lists are.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so very cool.
And also today, right after this business call, we are invited to have an informal chat in their Discord again on their community call to kind of like warm up the crowd, present ourselves, and share more, kind of like help them maybe whet their appetite,
rally,
tell them where to look for information to prepare for the trivia quiz. Yeah.
What's called in America? It's like pep rally or something.
Yeah, pep rally. Yeah.
Any Americans here want to shed some light? Yeah, for high schools. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, I mean, this is happening at 8 p.m. UTC Friday. Join. It's in the OneHive Discord, and this is like an awesome initiative, actually, by OneHive. Yeah, it would be interesting to, I don't know, figure out if we want to do some similar things. I don't know.
I just thought of a funny thing. You know that they're called OneHive. We could do a spelling bee. Think of the most difficult terms within our governance ecosystem, and like say the word on a call, and the first person to spell it correctly in the chat wins the prize. Like you say, holographic consensus, and whoever types it in first in a channel gets a prize.
I would say spell El Trabuca del Desintercesión.
Yeah, Augusto will be the first.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome initiative. Yeah. Let's continue. We have Initiative DAO starting to take shape with DWork, and I'll paste this in the chat here. We have a board. It's yeah, you can check it out. I think I really like DWork. It's pretty cool. And there's like one initiative already with the animated explainers for DXDAO and its products. Yeah, and a short promo video for Carrot as well. And I don't know if you want to shed some more light or talk more about this, Sky or Nathan.
Yeah, it was mainly just those. There's 2 examples on there already, and as a tool, this can be a community tool that we're dog fooding for DXDAO purposes. You can make the actual payments through there, and so those 2 examples are actual asks, but they're also templates for anyone in the DXDAO community that has an idea and wants to needs a bit of funding to execute that idea. Like, just follow the kind of templates that are there, and there's also a Discord channel specifically for Initiative DAO in the ecosystem group. So you can bring ideas there, or you can bring your idea directly to the DWork link. So we just need to make sure that DWork board is out there in the community, so that people know about that tool and can bring their ideas to that board.
Yeah, it really is an amazing tool, and we had the guys present to us last Monday, and they've been very helpful. We're chatting with them, asking for features, and they're introducing new features to us. As Sky mentioned, it allows us to connect that kind of like repository to a specific channel in our Discord, and whatever action is taken on the board is reflected as a message in Discord. They demoed that on the call last time. Another feature is you can export an entire list of issues in a repo on GitHub to export it and import it directly into DWork, and then you could assign bounties to those issues to incentivize devs to work on them. You can token gate the board. Can either be private or public, searchable or non-searchable. If it's not public and cannot be found through search, you have to send people an invite. But what's really cool is that you can create a token gate and allow certain token holders to be able to view it without needing an invite. And we did this with DXD. So currently it's actually public at the moment, but if we were to make it private, no one else but DXD holders will be able to see it, and they can join without even having an invite. And yeah, we're currently controlling the small amount of funds that were approved with the on-chain governance proposal in a specific multi-sig for Initiative DAO. We initially didn't know how to use it exactly, but over the weekend we chatted with the guys at DWork, and they helped us figure it out. So currently we even know how to initiate a Gnosis transaction to pay out someone if they have successfully completed a task. When you create a task, you select who the reviewers are, and when you move it to in review, those who are assigned as reviewers can approve it, and once it's approved, it automatically moves to done. Once it's done, a button appears saying pay now, and when you click on that, you can initiate a Gnosis safe transaction to pay the person who did the task. It's a really amazing solution.
Yeah, so so we're using it for Initiative DAO. I think we should and can use it for bounties. It is a Trello. It is a decentralized Trello. So theoretically, like actual product teams of DXDAO for internal purposes could use it for organization. The payment part doesn't make as much sense for like core contributors to DXDAO because we have a different way that we make contributor payments. But for bounties, I think, yeah, we could have a bounty DAO or the swapper team. Like, I guess the idea would be each squad, maybe each product squad could have its own multi-sig specifically for bounties and put 10 or 20K in those. And the core contributors of that squad should be able to post up bounties on their DWork board and then make out payments. And so it's basically delegating responsibility so that everything doesn't have to go through like main DXDAO. And so I think each product squad should probably have their own multi-sig that has funds already in it for bounties, because what we're finding is part of the reason we've never done bounties and we're not good at bounties is because the money's sitting in DXDAO treasury and it's hard to like pay a bounty immediately and quickly when you have to do like a full-on proposal. And so we need to do that ahead of time, have that money already in a place that can move quickly, like DX Voice multi-sig, Initiative DAO multi-sig. And then in some cases we have the DXDAO dev multi-sig doing that as well. But we need to get better at delegating decision-making and funding and small like measured amounts of funding so we can move faster. And this is a great tool for that, I think. Bounty Guild. Yep.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Sorry. No, just one last thing. You can go look at DWork and you can see that the entire DWork core team plus wider community that's interested in DWork is actually building and organizing and funding the entire build of DWork, the product itself, using DWork. So if they can do that, and that's the only system that they're using to build DWork, obviously any product team or any product group can, or any squad can do the same thing. And so it could be, and it's a decentralized, Trello. So we could gravitate more and more to that if it fits kind of our core values, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a great sort of like guild sub-DAO or, whatever we want to call it, that, yeah, just like to continue what Sky said, if each guild has their own sort of board, you can have a view that shows like all of the bounties of all the guilds. And so we can immediately send sort of like community members who want to contribute, we can send them to this like meta board, I guess, that has all the different tasks that you could do in DXDAO at any given moment. And I think like if we streamline this and there is something like coherent, we should be able to attract quite a bit of contributors. So yeah, like a very cool tool. And yeah, I think awesome, Venki. I do see like a swapper board and a DX Voice board, and more of these. And yeah, I guess the other kind of thing with DWork is that they're on their very initial stage, and I don't know if we are using it that they might qualify for DX Ventures. And yeah, sounds like something that's like very cool.
Yeah, we asked about getting involved with funding in our first conversation when they came to the call. At this time, they said they're bootstrapping and they don't need any funds. But in the future, as it becomes bigger, there could be a funding round. So the best way to be involved in that is to be one of their best users, one of their best communities, giving feedback and participating with the product. And then if they're going to raise funds, they'll in the Web3, like obviously it's great to take funds from your biggest user if you can take it from them rather than some VC or something. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Do you want to talk about eSwarm?
Yeah. Sky and I had a meeting with Gregor around, I believe, August last year, and they were still in the early stages. We were inquiring. We had just launched our DIY farming. We were inquiring whether they would like to incentivize, a bootstrap, a liquidity pool in Swapper. They said that they're not yet prepared. They're building something that might be ready by the end of the year. So we agreed to follow up, and we had a meeting. I forgot, what was it, last week or the one before, where it actually led to something really interesting. They themselves said that they've perceived us as DeFi. They've looked at DXDAO as a DAO developing specifically DeFi protocols. They didn't see us for a DAO developing infrastructure for DAOs. And what they are doing is infrastructure for decentralized data storage solutions. So it kind of led to something really promising. They wish to onboard as many DAOs as possible onto their network and help them with decentralized storage. So they've been looking at different DAO solutions in the space. Specifically, they've been eyeing Colony. But when we had the conversation with them and told them more about what we've been using throughout the years and what we're building, they were really excited, and they wanted to partner with us. Currently, the ball is in their court. They said that they need some time, about a week or two, to get back to us, and we are going to schedule another meeting. They'll invite more people, and more of us will also be attending to kind of like figure out what would be the immediate steps for us to form an official partnership and help each other. They are based on, of course, Ethereum, but given how Gnosis is developing and the way DXDAO is also prioritizing Gnosis network, they are happy to partner with us to support the chain, and together we will be working on ideas to bring new DAOs onto the network, leveraging both our and their technologies, which will be highly beneficial for Gnosis, I'm sure of, and that opens the door to us also possibly applying for grants to Gnosis. Ethereum Swarm will also be contributing. They have this idea of creating hackathons and putting bounties on new DAOs forming, leveraging their technology. And they could, if we, by that time, nothing is urgent, but if by that time we're ready with the guilds, we could possibly have those newly formed DAOs use our governance infrastructure as well. So it could be something great, but we need to figure it out. So it's in the early stages. We're yet to meet up again. And also they are really excited about those new DAOs leveraging NFT technology, and not just for images like generative art and having people from the community randomly minting and trading, trying to one up each other like in a musical chairs game. They were really excited to hear about what DXDAO is doing for the future of NFTs, with allowing community members build their online reputation with ERC 721s in taking the form of the future of resumes, holding a list of community member contributions to different DAOs in the space, We've done this with NFT Folio, Profolio, our collaboration with Karma, so that there's a lot to explore. But yeah, their focus is putting bounties on having as many DAOs around NFTs form, leveraging their decentralized storage, possibly on Gnosis chain, and possibly using DXDAO governance solutions.
I think big plus to like bringing. I think it's like a big upside if there's any partner that we're sort of working with, and then they also end up using DXvote. Yeah, like you said, I'm really bullish on this ecosystem developing into something, because then let's say Swarm is using it, they might develop a feature or a way to interact with the UI that is useful for DXDAO as well, and the more DAOs you have like that, then essentially the more network effect and the more it's better for everyone, the product itself. So
yeah, and they're even coining a new term. You know how in decentralized exchanges we have liquidity providers. Given the line of work they're doing, they are coining the term data providers that will be incentivized. They've built a layer 2 solution called Nectar, and they're incentivizing nodes with BZZ. So yeah, it will be really interesting.
Nectar was like the NecDAO thing for diversifying a while ago.
Yeah, this is a different one. I'll share it here. It's called Nectar. It's really interesting. It's a layer 2 solution on Ethereum Swarm.
Interesting.
I told them about Carrot, and they said that they're already using something similar to incentivize those nodes. But yeah, there's a possibility we could also leverage Carrot somehow, but we still have to chat about it. There's not enough time. Like it was scheduled as a half an hour conversation and went to like an hour and a half. I was late to the BizDev call, and we didn't even get to where we wanted. Like space has so many moving parts, so many businesses developing, and you don't have enough time in a day to go through all of it.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's anything else on that topic. We wanted to, if we have time, maybe briefly chat about ETH Denver, some of the developments there. I am in big FOMO, but yeah, just not gonna make it. Save me some swag. I don't know if anyone wants to talk about.
Chris said the babies were pretty easy to travel with, so you should bring.
Yeah,
you should all come. Bring the family.
It was like a 15-hour flight, man.
First class.
Yeah, here we go. Save me some swag. Anyone who's like in Europe.
Yeah,
I want the Pega Buffercorn stuff.
Yeah, so ETH, you already see so someone already shared three events that are happening, right? They're just Eventbrites. And so everyone gets that link, and then you get 7,000 people sign up for the Eventbrite for the Chainlink happy hour. And then no one comes, or who you don't know who comes. And so the idea of the DXDAO and Friends happy hour is to be somehow, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, but really to make it more of a curated invite rather than just this open invite for anyone that's at ETH Denver. And so we're having Boris design an invite. I think we might use Eventbrite. I think instead of just having a sign up to attend the event, we're trying to get an RSVP. So an invite, we're hand inviting everyone that we know, that we partner with, that we work with, and then they'll RSVP to it. and then we'll follow up and send them the actual location and time, like in a private manner rather than like a public thing where, yeah, like the chain link happy hour is going to like fill up, like, because they probably have 500 spots and there's 7,000 people going to fill out this thing, and then you know where it is, but you're not going to be on the invite, and so you might just try to show up. So we're trying to curate the event so that it's all people that we would like to be there. The tricky thing is there's going to be so many events that they're all going to overlap. There's going to be 5 events every hour at the same time for like that Wednesday and Thursday and Tuesday probably, because people can't put their events during ETH Denver. They're not supposed to during the actual weekend. So you have to either do it before. Yeah, you basically have to do it like the few days before. And so we'll try to get those invites out to as many of people that we want to actually come to our event as possible. But and it's just kind of an open bar happy hour in what's kind of a dive bar. It's not in some fancy venue like some museum or something. And it's very close to the sports castle. Yeah, there's already a problem with there's no hotels, there's no Airbnbs available for the 10,000 people that want to come to ETH Denver. So I expect it to be a pretty crazy week.
DX tent?
What's that?
A DX tent outside.
Like a yurt. So already ETH Denver, they're calling it a campus. And there are people throwing events at like venues that are part of the ETH Denver campus, like in the days before. It's not just the sports castle anymore because they have so many people. They're already, they have like a whole bunch of different venues, all I think within the greater or within like a relatively close area. And so you will be moving around between lots of different buildings. So that's already a very different feel than what ETH Denver used to be, where everyone that's there is hacking in one big sports castle. And so I'm not really sure what it's going to be like, but I know it's going to be hectic and overwhelming, and you're going to not be able to go to most of the events that you want to, because there's going to be 5 at the same time.
I think I'm really excited about our happy hour, and I'm really grateful that you guys have kind of coordinated that. And I completely agree with like the approach of making it like a curated, more thing that doesn't kind of get out of hand. Indifferent on the Eventbrite, I think that can be helpful for actually managing the list more than it is for promoting it. I do think it would be nice to have the like image or like a flyer that we could like send to people. But I think like the best way to do this is for everyone individually to like invite people and try to get 5, 6, 7, 8 people like that they maybe know casually, and invite them along. And it's a really great way to like connect with people you may know, right? Just like anyone that is like, hey, you're going to be, stop by here. It's also a good way to engage with people over the next couple weeks. Like, I don't know, people you've worked with on other projects or like, any biz dev people be like, hey, are you going to be in Denver in like a couple weeks? If so, we should grab a drink or something. And then you can kind of like tell them that. But there's like such an opportunity to engage with people we already know with Denver, and then specifically with the event here, that we should all individually be taking that up.
Totally. Yeah, we have a list, but I agree. So I wanted to use like a Google form that I could ask like a few additional questions, but people really hate Google.
Yeah, I mean, like I want to just like send a little flyer to like, there's a couple of people I'm thinking of now that will be in Denver, and then just be like, you should come, and then like I'll put you on the list or something. And so like then they have this flyer in their email, and that's the only thing they really have. And I think that is like the easiest way from a attendee. I do think that can be somewhat difficult from managing a list perspective, because then you don't really know how many people are going to attend. So that can be a little tricky. But from an attendee perspective, I think just like getting a personal invite with the flyer is like the easiest way.
Yeah. So what if the flyer said like, this is the event, it's invite only, and then you also shared event like some URL that they can RSVP on.
I think that's good. I think we should think about a cooler way of saying invite only. Because invite only just sounds like a little. It doesn't sound very dive bar-y.
Real DAOs at real dive bars.
How do you spell de-exclusive?
De-exclusive, okay. De-exclusive event.
We'll just invite everyone that should be there and not anyone that shouldn't. But that's not really being exclusive.
Yeah, how do you get it on their calendar? It has to be on their calendar, basically.
Yeah, but like there's like you need to get their attention like a week before, right? They're like, oh, this is one of the events. And then the day of, it has to be one of the events that like, oh, people are going to this, or people I know are going to like this. So there has to be like another effort, like I think the day before and like the day of, to like try to coordinate people's schedules is like, oh, right, the DXDAO happy hour. That's like the thing I'm doing.
So we need to collect their email addresses somehow, right?
Yeah, I mean, emails are really great. I do think like in person is like the way to do everything here. But yeah, email I think would be.
What do you mean in person? You mean you reaching out personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then to get on their calendar and send them a reminder the week and day before, I mean, like, we need their email addresses.
Well, or like Telegram, like we can get everyone's Telegram. Like I think the list you have, for instance, like we could probably figure out a way to make sure we're like contacting all like 100 of those people the day of with like a Telegram message.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think like just the personal touch is going to be like more useful.
Okay. So we'll just need the flyer for now. And we can get it in front of those people.
And maybe get some like rope that we can put outside the place, and we can just have a line there of random people, so people think that there's a line to get in. That always looks good for an event. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Fake line?
Yeah. Fake line.
All right. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, just well, there's some merch stuff that's being worked on still for Denver, and then in terms of Atlantis World, we have to redo the proposal. I don't know if that one's boosted yet. I don't know. Another DX vote is Ross here? Yeah, the one that got voted against, like theoretically failed, but it says it passed. And then there's a redeem button. I don't know what the redeem button is for because it failed. So the money shouldn't move. But
what's this for? Sorry,
Atlantis World. We had to like vote against the Atlantis World proposal, and they're going to redo a new one. But
yeah, is it showing weird
it's
stuff?
showing some weird like if it passed and stuff. And so I think there's a new one that has to be boosted if it wasn't already boosted. But yeah. And then for double, I guess we're 10 minutes over. I can hold this for another time. Double, the investment's done. They're like summarizing their round, and they have a lead investor. That lead investor is going to post like something around why they are leading that investment, which is normally what happens in an investment round. That would then become public. The other investors would become public. DXDAO would become public. And at that point, we could also publish our own article about why DXDAO invested in is participating as well. But we have to kind of wait for the public, everything to be more public, I think, before we can announce anything on there. But then we can have some co-marketing probably. So, and then we'll try to do something like that with Atlantis World as well, I imagine. So that would be some good publicity, I think. That's all.
All right, awesome. So, I mean, I guess this is the end of the call. And yeah.
Great.
I don't know if, you can maybe stop the recording.